how is it helping the industry is the focus of this topic more than how is it not helping, right? That's what we are focused on. And అలానే ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఏఐ గ్రోత్కి there are a couple of things that are happening అక్రాస్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్, హెల్త్ కేర్లో కానీ, లైఫ్ సైన్సెస్లో కానీ, బ్యాంకింగ్లో కానీ, ఇంజనీరింగ్లో కానీ, కనెక్టెడ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ అలాంటివి చాలా అవుతున్నాయి విత్ అదర్ టెక్నాలజీస్ లైక్ IoT, distributed ledger and other aspects that are there. But along with that, there are two more secular technologies, one which is quantum compute, which will change the speed of processing, so it's going to change how AI is going to apply it in our businesses. That's one. And then also a lot of distributed areas low with 6G and how 6G is going to change a little bit on connected transportation and a bunch of other initiatives in terms of speed of data capture and transfer. So agriculture industries ki chala input untadi and all of those stuff. So combination of some of these technologies will going to change critically how we are able to consume data, manage data and drive business outcomes. So eventually upudu drug discovery is going to happen through a lot of AI and data that we are managing today, which could not have happened in the past. So the speed of drugs launch will be much more faster, as an example. So lot of use cases that are being planned. That's what we're doing andi. Now మనకి ఇంత ఫాస్ట్గానే చేంజ్ అవుతుంటే మనం కూడా ఫాస్ట్గా నేర్చుకోవాలి. లాట్ ఆఫ్ అన్లర్నింగ్, రీలర్నింగ్, మన మైండ్ని కూడా యాక్టివ్గా ఉంచుకోవాలి బికాస్ ఇట్స్ గోన్ టు చేంజ్. ఇప్పుడు ఈఆర్పీలో మీరు ముందు చూసినప్పుడు దే ఆర్ సో మెనీ ఈఆర్పీ దట్ హ్యావ్ కమ్. మన ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ప్రతి ఈఆర్పీలో వాళ్ళు ట్రైన్ చేసుకొని ప్రాపర్గా డెలివర్ చేయకపోతే దే వోంట్ హ్యావ్ మైగ్రేట్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ఈఆర్పీ కదా. అలానే మన టెక్నాలజీస్ కూడా బాగా చేంజ్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో a good state of mind, I think, is extremely important. So we're also going to cover aspects on how to keep a healthy mind, how you can keep active mind and improve your cognitive speed. So we want to bring in a practitioner who's going to talk a little bit about this and engage with us to make sure that why that part of keeping ourselves is extremely important. That's what we're going to do, Andy. So it's part of this session, this event on the 11th of February. So looking forward to it. Two things మనకి ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే while event goes on from the morning to evening, night lo we do the awards function. We work very closely with STPI, SEZ and others to sort of curate this awards and do this. So Kavita garu will talk about service awards and what we're doing to do in a minute, but that's our flagship awards program where and Shesha garu will talk about product awards that we're launching. Between both of them we're going to cover product innovation, corporate innovation and service awards that we will do in the evening. The elaborate process that we go, since last 2 months people have been engaging to look at data, run campaign, shortlist startups anni nadustane unnayi. That's the event. And then evening awards function, we're going to do some lifetime achievement awards koda. So we're going to do at least 2 lifetime achievement awards this time from different industries. So that's going to happen in the evening. So that's the structure, Andy. 10th we are doing a pre-reception dinner with calling people across state bodies, state associations, government officials, some industry leaders to discuss and deliberate a little bit more. We have a good network of speakers both globally and from Hyderabad and other parts of the city coming in. Predominantly we have, for example, Phil Hurst who's coming, he's the CEO for a research company called HFS Research. He's going to talk a little bit. Mana event ki the awards function ki outside of Arvind Kumar garu and who's from STPI DG, who's going to join us along with JH garu. We are expecting IT Minister and Chief Minister also to be present during the evening's award function that we are going to have. We also got a lot of prominent personalities who are going to come and talk. Mana Hyderabad lone healthcare is big, so we have both Nageshwar Reddy garu and Sangeeta Reddy garu talking about how in each of their capacities they're using technology and AI to help diagnose things faster and do things faster, but also scale their businesses and functions from a business standpoint. So that's there. We have an AI training company called Scientific, which has a cloud sourcing product. Their CEO is personally coming here. They're going to spend some times. Adi kakunda, we have a lot of virtual attendees, and they were not able to come. So we have CEO of DBS Bank who's sending his messages. Standard & Poor's, and there's a data company. It's a big $12 billion company, right? So their CEO is giving a small bite for the event and congratulations to this event and how they are seeing Hyderabad and Telangana play a big role in their ecosystems, as well as Real Page Nunchi, their CEO, is also giving a note from a CEO landscape standpoint. So it's going to be a good mix of virtual speakers from abroad, virtual speakers who are coming, real speakers who are traveling here to do part of this session, and speakers across India who are coming with prominent presence across. We also have in the evening a virtual note with Krishnamurthy Subramaniam. He's on the IMF Executive Director for IMF. He's a government nominee on the IMF board, and he's also going to talk about, for example, in this fast-changing technology world, how does he foresee GDP and growth that's going to change along the way? So it's a good mix of speakers that we have lined up along with the awards function. I can't disclose one more thing, as maybe today or tomorrow we'll get confirmation, so we might have somebody else joining us as well, but that's the plan for today. So very excited. I think it's been a great teamwork for all the participants. We wanted Shrikant Lankagaru also to come, who's the new Chief Strategy Officer and the Government Relationships Officer for the IT industry. He's traveling, he's not here. He sent his messages to us. He's also very excited, and we are working very closely with the government to see how we can scale Telangana and be the #1 in the IT industry as we grow, at least from a business standpoint. I was talking to one of your journalists somewhere, and few data points, and మీరు చాలా న్యూస్ వింటున్నారు, గ్రోత్ ఇట్లా ఉంది అలా ఉంది, లాట్ ఆఫ్ GCCs every day that are coming up, but headcount wise చూస్తే some services companies are making a lot of growth. Wipro ki, for example, Wipro, Cognizant, వీళ్ళకి Hyderabad has become a big presence now, right? Outside of TCS and Infosys, we already knew. They have made leaps and bounds in adding headcount in Hyderabad and becoming their largest center in India. So we're seeing pretty much secular growth across, and hopefully the growth momentum continues with the change in technology and how we can manage the business. So that's what I wanted to say from my standpoint. Once everybody is finished, then we can sort of do a quick Q&A session if you have anything. I'll hand over to Kavita Garu to talk about our partnership and how she's been helping us to recognize IT companies in Telangana.
So it's been my pleasure, the second year for me in person, to be in this press meet. So last year was my first year. So during my last year when I was here for the event, we had the topic where we were celebrating AI. So this year I think the topic has gone a little further, and we are all going to redefine our future with AI and something beyond AI, right? So the topic has evolved. So similarly, STPIK, we always have had the mandate of promoting the IT and ITES exports of this country. So accordingly, we have also been recognizing all the IT units or the companies who have been part of this growth story of India. So when compared to pan-India exports, Mana Telangana is contributing 16.8% of the national exports. So this is a huge number. So we need to celebrate this contribution of the IT units who are there from the Telangana state. So not only this, every year I think STPI has been part of the awards function, and this year when we have seen the buzzword since last year also has been for the GCCs. So the contribution of GCCs to the Telangana exports, when we see, it is 38% of the exports from Telangana is from the GCCs. So which is a huge number. So we thought, how do we celebrate this contribution of GCCs? So we have a specific category for the GCCs during the awards this year. So out of the 5 major categories, one category is specifically for the GCC companies. So we would be celebrating and also understanding what exactly goes ahead in redefining our future by all these IT czars. So I think once again, I would request the complete IT fraternity to come and participate in this event to gain and also contribute in giving the knowledge to others. Thank you.
HYSEA is known for its technological prowess and representing 90% of the technology industry of Telangana. There is a special emphasis in HYSEA for innovation and which is fueled by both startups as well as enterprises. So these awards we have been doing for almost 28 years or more. Nirja has the exact number. But in the last 10 years, the awards have really taken the center stage, primarily because innovation is really picking up in India and specifically in Hyderabad. Consistent with HYSEA's goal of promoting Hyderabad as the innovation capital of India and the globe, the special emphasis is placed on entrepreneurship and innovation. So we have two types of awards. One is startup awards, which is 10x awards, and another one is on corporate innovation. So innovation is happening everywhere, but specifically more on the startups first. This year we have attracted more than 200 plus startup entries, out of which we have conducted about 4 rounds of evaluations. And the guiding factor for these awards is primarily the fairness and thoroughness. Fairness in the sense that just because some startup is not fully evaluated by the appropriate jury members, it should not suffer. So we have expanded the number of jury members to evaluate all these startups. So one of the guiding factors is every startup must be evaluated by at least 3 or 4 or 5 jury members to get a fair evaluation. That is one. And the thoroughness is to pick the right startups, the top startups, multiple rounds. In one round, we do an online evaluation. Then in the next round, we do a startup pitches. And then in the next round, we do a demo. And finally, we pick the top 10 startups. So that's the process we have been following. And out of the 200 or so startups, 124 have gone to the next round, and the 81 have gone to the third round. And finally, 41 are selected for the final round, out of which on February 11th, on the event day, right all through the expo, the evaluations will go on by the jury who will visit each of these startup pods and take a demo. And then instantly on that day itself, they will finalize the top 10. So we wouldn't know the top 10 winners until the last day, which is really going to cause excitement amongst the expo and amongst the jury and so on. And over the years, we have developed a good database of jury members that are belonging to various personas from the industry. We have business leaders, we have product architects, product leaders, product management experts, venture capitalists, technocrats, and industry leaders, business leaders, and so on. So when you have this kind of jury which is distributed across multiple personas, you get a very thorough evaluation done. And this is about the startups. Next one is corporate innovation. All our member companies have submitted, many of them submitted their corporate innovations, and that also went through multiple rounds. And finally, we shortlisted from the 40 or so, we finally shortlisted about 12, which will be showcasing their capabilities on the February 11th. From there, we pick the top 3 or 4 or 5, depending on what the jury feels. So that's a brief explanation on the product awards process. However, once we finalize the top 10 winners or top X number of winners, we also provide enablement for them. It's not just enough if you say that, okay, you got an award, you're the award winner. That's not enough for startups to really go to the next level. So we provide enablement. We have industry partnerships with TIE, T-Hub, and so on. So we pick the best enablement programs for each of these because we work closely together, and we provide market access and so on. This year, we are doing a compendium where all these 42 startups will be featured, and each startup will have one page, so that this compendium will be distributed towards our member companies, venture capitalists, and industry leaders, and angels, and so on, so that they can go to those startups, not just the top 10, but there are good startups beyond the top 10. So all these will be in the compendium, which will be released very soon, and that compendium will be distributed to the industry. So that's the encouragement and the push we are providing towards startups. Thank you. Thank you.
Isaac, before I hand over to you, two things.
This event today. 11th February na mana HYSEA 32nd annual summit నడవబోతుంది. ఈసారి టాపిక్ ఆఫ్ ది సమ్మిట్ ఇస్ AI and beyond. అంటే AI is important, కానీ what else is there around with AI that's going to change our world and redefining the future. So that's the part of this session. Chala we are doing a lot of events and a lot of programs ఉన్నాయి. About 50 odd speakers are participating. Fireside chat, keynote speakers, power notes, panel discussions. A lot of it is being planned for this event. We have some prominent speakers coming for this, including people from the US and from India and different parts of India. So it's going to be a good mix of academicians, research organizations, government officials, government enablement services who are building a lot of frameworks for digital India. A lot of corporates who are leveraging technology to make a difference in their life. We're going to cover healthcare systems, we're going to cover movie and other industry in terms of what they're doing from a technology adoption standpoint. So, manante recap ఏంటంటే please come and enjoy the event. It's a great event, very well curated. You'll see a lot of value coming from this in understanding. We'll also keep some time for some side panels. We are covering aspects around ఇప్పుడు మనం టెక్నాలజీలో సాఫ్ట్వేర్ రాస్తున్నాం, అది ఆప్టిమల్గా రాస్తున్నామా లేదా, ఇట్స్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. బికాస్ అది సరిగ్గా రాయిపోతే కంప్యూట్ పవర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. మీరు ఇందాక చూసింటారు డీప్ సీక్తో ఏమైందో. దాన్ని గ్రీన్ ఎనర్జీ చేసి లో కంప్యూట్తో ఎలా యాడ్ చేయాలి, మల్టిపుల్ లూపింగ్స్ చేయకుండా ఎలా క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ చేయాలి, దట్స్ అ సెషన్. టాలెంట్ మనకి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఎలా మనం టాలెంట్ సిస్టమ్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాము, దేస్ అన్ అదర్ ఫ్యాక్ట్ దట్స్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఆన్ దాట్. సో దిస్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ కాన్వర్జేషన్స్. అలాంగ్ విత్ దాట్ మనము ఈవినింగ్లో అవార్డ్స్ ఫంక్షన్ చేస్తామండి. ఆ అవార్డ్స్ ఫంక్షన్లో two big things. One is we're going to do service awards and then we're going to do product and innovation awards. Rendu awards నడుస్తూ ఉంటాయి అది ఈవినింగ్ సెషన్లో. దానికి మన ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు, ఐటీ మినిస్టర్ గారు వస్తారు. అది కాకుండా దిస్ ఈవెంట్ వీ డూ జాయింట్లీ విత్ STPI ఫర్ ద సర్వీస్ అవార్డ్స్. ప్రొడక్ట్ అవార్డ్స్ మీరు శేష గారు చెప్పుంటారు. మనం ఒక 250 odd కంపెనీస్ని లాస్ట్ 1-2 months నుంచి మల్టిపుల్ రౌండ్స్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఆ ఫైనల్ డేలో 10 to 12 స్టార్టప్స్ మనం షార్ట్ లిస్ట్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి అవార్డ్స్ ఇవ్వటమే కాకుండా వాళ్ళకి మెంటర్షిప్, కోచింగ్, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ సపోర్ట్ ఇస్తాము. సో దట్ దే ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు యూజ్ దట్ మీనింగ్ఫుల్ మేనర్ తర్వాత. దట్స్ అ ప్లాన్ దట్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఫర్ ది సమ్మర్. అది కాకుండా మనం ఆ రోజు స్కేల్ ఎట్ హైదరాబాద్ ఒక రిపోర్ట్ లాంచ్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఈ రిపోర్ట్ ఏమో 2019లో లాస్ట్ టైం చేసామండి. ఒక క్విక్ రిఫ్రెష్ 2023లో చేశాము. ఈ రిపోర్ట్ కంప్లీట్లీ బాటమ్స్ అప్ నుంచి బిల్డ్ చేశాము. ఎందుకు తెలంగాణ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ డెస్టినేషన్ ఫర్ ఐటీ. ఎకోసిస్టమ్ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది, పాలసీస్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, స్టార్టప్స్ ఎలా పనిచేస్తున్నాయి, జీసీసీస్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, టాలెంట్ నుంచి ఇంప్రూవ్ చేస్తానికి మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నామో అన్ని ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ కవర్ చేశామండి. దీంట్లో ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ కంపెలింగ్ రిపోర్ట్ దట్ వీ విల్ జాయింట్లీ యూజ్ అలాంగ్ విత్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ అండ్ ఆల్ అదర్ కార్పొరేట్స్ అండ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ టు యూజ్ ఇట్ బోత్ డిజిటల్ అండ్ ఫిజికల్ ఫామ్లో ఫర్ అట్రాక్టింగ్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్ ఇన్ టు ద స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ. దాట్స్ అవర్ ఫోకస్ అండి. We want to make sure that we scale the revenue growth much more larger. ఈ బిజినెస్లో కవిత గారు ఉన్నారు STPI నుంచి. working very closely with her on a bunch of aspects. So అది నడుస్తుంది. సో కవిత గారు did a very elaborate process. We met 3 or 4 times to discuss the various categories of awards. We revamped it this time to make sure that ఇప్పుడు తను చెప్పారు 38% of growth is coming from GCC's exports. So we wanted to introduce a section on GCC contribution to service exports and have an award dedicated for that. Likewise, Scale at Hyderabad report chestam. We interviewed almost 45 industry leaders and various trade bodies and governance agencies. వాళ్ళందరి ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ తీసుకొని ఈ రిపోర్ట్ని మనం బిల్డ్ చేసాము. లాట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా హెస్ కమ్ త్రూ. మన A1 అని పీపుల్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంది. దే ఆర్ వెరీ గుడ్ కన్సల్టింగ్ కంపెనీ. వాళ్ళే కాకుండా మన రియల్ ఎస్టేట్లో CBR ఈజ్ వెరీ వెరీ పాపులర్. దే ఆర్ గివింగ్ అస్ ఐడియాస్ ఆన్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ ఆఫ్ స్పేస్ అండ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టాఫ్. అండ్ KPMG వాళ్ళ ఓన్ రీసెర్చ్ టీమ్ కాకుండా అది మనకి కంపైల్ చేసి ఇచ్చారు. మన టీమ్ ఈజ్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ దెమ్ టు గెట్ ఇట్ డన్. సో ఓవరాల్ ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బి అ గ్రేట్ ఈవెంట్. అదే కాకుండా 10th night కూడా 1 day before we are doing a very closed door small interaction session with all key leaders, key government officials, speakers and a few other people. అది హయాత్లో చేస్తున్నాం మనము. That will deliberate a few topics in terms of in a more informal manner of how we can add more muscle to innovation startup ecosystem as well as driving more revenues and growth in the state of Telangana. That's it. Kavita, want to say something?